Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm bringing you a quick little 78-0 in about 6 minutes. My teammates were just sitting on the hard point and the game ended about 4 minutes early, so a lot of kills in a little bit of time. Probably could have been like 130 plus flawless if my team didn't want to sit on it, but you know, shit happens. Anyways, I dropped like a 20-second VSAT right there in the beginning. That's pretty good. But anyways, that's all I got to really say about the gameplay. I'm using Scorpion with fast mags, and I have Flak Jacket, Hardline, Scavenger, Toughness, and Dexterity with the C4. Viper, Dogs, and Swarm, playing some multi-team hardpoint on Standoff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have a commentary topic, as you guys can probably already see from the title. I want to talk about this whole X Games event. If you guys haven't heard of it, I'm sure you have if you follow like MLG on Twitter, or you follow competitive Call of Duty at all. I'm sure you've already kind of heard about it. But basically, at the next X Games event, I think, I'm not actually sure on the date, but they're going to also be involving Call of Duty there, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's like an actual MLG event. I don't think it is. Like, it's not like MLG Anaheim or something, but it is going to be like a tournament there. I believe they invited 8 teams, probably like the top 8 teams. I'm not sure if it's top 8 in terms of like pro points or whatever. I think it's more in terms of like popularity. I know like Envy, Complexity, and Optic are all going to be there, so there's the 3 main teams right there pretty much. I'm sure FaZe will probably be there as well. So, I think mainly like the most popular teams got invited to that. And it's pretty cool. As far as what it does for esports, it's really good. Like, I'm sure it's going to get a lot of exposure for competitive COD, for MLG, for, esports in general, everything. I believe it is going to be broadcasted on ESPN, which is pretty crazy to see that, that we're going to be seeing, competitive Call of Duty on TV. That's pretty cool. And I mean, I can't really hate on that. That's pretty awesome. But the one thing is, I'm not really sure if it fits in with with the X Games, because, well, I think the main reason they did it was because of like the demographic that are going to be watching the X Games. It's going to be a lot of teenagers and, younger people watching that. And, they thought, hey, they're all going to watch this. They probably even, a lot of them probably even play Call of Duty already. And maybe they never heard of competitive Call of Duty or MLG or anything. And they might see that and be interested or whatever. So, I mean, I understand the demographic, and that's why they kind of brought it in like that. But, I mean, to go down, like to get into, like, Call of Duty is not a sport. Competitive Call of Duty is not a sport. I'm not sure it really belongs on the same platform as, like, the X Games. I think it would be better if maybe they had their own separate event. Maybe like ESPN could just broadcast, a different event, and it'll just be Call of Duty. But I'm not sure how many viewers they would get as well. ESPN probably wants, the max amount of, money from that. They wouldn't want to broadcast a Call of Duty event by itself and it not get as many viewers as like some other sport. So they'd be losing money there. So I guess maybe that's why. But Call of Duty doesn't really fit in with the X Games in terms of like sports and stuff, because I don't consider competitive Call of Duty a sport. I don't consider any video game a sport, mainly because, in my opinion, sports require physical activity, and I think anyone who plays sports or has played sports or whatever, I think they'll agree with that. But I guess that's why they call it an e-sport. But to try to consider Call of Duty like a real actual sport like basketball or football or something, that's just silly. It's nowhere near that. I mean, look at half the fucking Call of Duty pros are all, I'm not trying to be mean, but a lot of them are out of shape. But anyways, so yeah, that's why I don't think it doesn't exactly belong. I mean, I think it's a good start. Competitive Call of Duty probably since the beginning of Black Ops 2 has grown so much. I don't know. I don't know. It blew up. I think it's because Treyarch put such an emphasis on it that they forced it to blow up pretty much. And Infinity Ward they're coming in pretty strong with it. MLG's growing a lot. MLG's like trying to take over Twitch now for the streams, and like competitive Call of Duty and MLG, they're really growing quite a lot in the last like year to 2 years, and it's pretty cool. I'm not a pro player or anything. I support it. I think it's pretty cool. It can only help me just as a YouTuber if Call of Duty becomes more popular. I mean, that only helps me. That doesn't hurt me in any way. So I'm all for it. But I don't know. Some people like hate. I saw a lot of people on Twitter hating and stuff like that. I don't see. There's no reason to hate. Like, I mean, unless I guess they're hating on the people. I don't know if there's any pros out there like that actually consider themselves like an athlete or something, like they're playing a sport. Maybe, yeah, you can hate on them. But I mean, there's nothing else to really hate on. That the fact that ESPN is picking this up and the X Games and stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool. If you don't like it, I mean, just I guess you don't gotta watch it. You know, no one's forcing you to watch it. As far as the event, I believe that they're gonna be in like their own little separate tent thing, which seems kind of weird. It seems like it's almost like split up from the rest of it, and I think that's going to take away a lot of the viewers that would have, watched it. And I also believe you have to pay extra to watch that, apart from your normal X Games ticket. So that's another a lot of viewers that are not going to be looking at that because of that reason alone. So I'm not sure why they did that. It would have been better if they had it like outside, right next to, the half pipes and shit or whatever they're going to be doing at the X Games. If they had it right next to that, where everyone could openly see it. But I'm not sure if that'd probably be too hard to set up outside. I don't know. Anyways, just a couple thoughts that I had about it. Overall, I think it's a good idea. It's gonna help Call of Duty, so I'm all for it. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.